Hey everyone, my name is Jay Scotto, a solutions consultant at Copy.ai, and in this video, we'll be walking you through the search action in workflows. So let's say you want to fetch data from the internet and then do something with those results afterwards. So with the Copy.ai search action, you can do exactly that. And I'm sharing my screen here, and what you're seeing is the workflow that we're going to build today. So as you can see, given some input, which will be a search keyword, we take in that keyword and then we run an internet search. And within that internet search, we have a couple of parameters, and we'll extract the top URL and the second URL and the search results that come back inside of the search from the search action output. So I can say to the workflow builder, given a keyword, search for the keyword and extract the first URL, then extract the second URL. And so what the workflow builder is doing behind the scenes is taking our simple instructions and then transforming them into our purpose-built workflow with the steps that we needed to follow. Okay, so our workflow builder has returned a workflow with the steps that we were given. We'll go towards the input first. And so again, the initial manual input, which is the search keyword that we want to search for. And now what we want to do is actually configure the search. So in this action, remember, we're going to the internet, finding results, and then bringing them back into the workflow for some downstream actions. In this case, it's just to extract the top two URLs. So we have a number of parameters that you can control within the search action. So the first one is the number of pages. In this case, I only want the first and second URL, or the top two results. So I can say 1 page or 10 results. The next is the search type. The search type essentially specifies exactly what you're looking to search for. Do you want to search for the entire internet? Do you want to search for images or products? So in this case, I want to search the entire internet. So I'll select the entire internet. And finally, you have the time period. So you can search for the past hour, the past week, the past day, past month, past year, etc. And for this, in this particular case, we'll search for over the past week. And then I'll click save and save the action. If we dive into the other actions briefly here, we're going to just extract the first URL and output that URL and nothing else. And then we're going to extract the second URL, or the top two results, and output those top two results. So in this case, I can go to test workflow, and let's say my keyword is generative AI, and I'll run the workflow test. So what's happening behind the scenes here is the workflow is actually running with the test keyword that I provided it. Awesome. So it looks like it's brought back some results. And here we have a Wikipedia URL on generative artificial intelligence. And then it looks like we also have a YouTube video on generative AI as well, which seems to be generative AI, the next frontier for developers. So that's the workflow that we've built. We can go ahead and publish that. But now let's talk about how we can use that in practice. Now that we've seen how to use a simple search action and apply that inside of a workflow, let's talk about how we can use it in practice. So going to this other workflow that we have here, we have a weekly trigger that triggers every Monday at 9 a.m. What we'll do is we'll use our search action to search for the latest news articles on generative AI from the past week. And then we have a series of repeat actions here. So we'll scrape the first result, or extract the first result, and then scrape that result. We'll extract the second result, and then we'll scrape that result. And then we'll do the same thing for the third result and scrape that result as well. Finally, once we have all those results scraped, the top three, we'll summarize those. And once we summarize them, we're going to format those into a newsletter and then email ourselves that summary, so we can stay up to date on the latest news within generative AI. So I can go ahead and test this workflow, run the workflow test here. And so what this is doing behind the scenes is making sure that using the trigger, in this case, it's every Monday at 9 a.m., but the test will trigger it immediately since it's on schedule. It will search the internet for the latest news articles from the past week on generative AI, bring back those results, extract those URLs, scrape the URLs, and then finally summarize the results and email a newsletter directly to my inbox. We'll give it just a minute to generate. I might have to refresh. So now that our test workflow has ran, we can see here the generative AI newsletter that we've put together in this workflow that's been emailed to my inbox. So now that the workflow has ran through the test, we can go directly to my email inbox and we can read through what's been generated by our test. So we see here that there is a title and a headline, a top paragraph here, as well as an intro and summary of each of the articles, along with the conclusion at the bottom as well. Using the search action in practice to do things like automate research through internet search can be really powerful in your workflows. This is possible to do, scheduled weekly searches or searching based on a company name if you are in sales and you're trying to do automated research on a prospect. This really allows you to leverage the power of search and the internet and all the information that the internet has to offer in your downstream workflows for all of the other awesome things that Copy.ai can do within workflows.